Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, everybody. It is the DOUG here. And after watching my basketball, which I will be making my predictions later today, I'm happy my Mavericks made it to the conference finals, so woohoo! But it's time to get back to Tales from the Underworld. Hazel, aka Love. Love is in the air. Except for me, because I don't have love in the state of Virginia. Hazel evaded Sasha's questions. She didn't want to trust her with too much information, so she just told her the bare minimum. Why do you think they're waiting so long? You did what I told you to do, right? Yes, don't worry, that's exactly why they're taking so long. I don't know where don't know where we are now, but searching an area as large as the frontier woods is bound to be a time-consuming task, even if we're right next door. Good. Hopefully we'll find a way to get out of here in the meantime, or maybe you'll find a way. Me? How? You already know I can't use my magic. Yes, but you can use Toy. You need to seduce her. Convince her to let us go. That will never happen. Seriously, I think you already had a good point. I see how she looks at you. I didn't mean about that. I meant about letting us go. Even assuming she really likes me. She wouldn't betray her order or her beliefs. She risked her life for either of those. Me, though, I think not. Well, I'm sure you'll come up with something. You're the smart one. I need to get out and then I'll come back for you. What? Convincing her to let both of us both out, that would be a bit too much, don't you think? Uh-oh. What I think is that if you get out, you won't bother coming back. You're just going to let me rot here. No, that's not true. I just told you that I'd come back for you. Maybe you actually think that, but you wouldn't. Sasha turns her head away from Hazel, a resigned expression on her face. Hazel's words have clearly upset her. Why are you here anyway? You know why. I know why you're wanted, but what I don't know is why you're still here. Did they give you a proper trial? What is your sentence? I... There's no time for Sasha to reply, because at that moment, two guards barge in demanding Hazel's presence. You witch, Tori wants to see you. As crazy as it sounded, deep down Hazel was waiting for this moment with excitement. She was waiting for her next chance to meet Tori face to face. As soon as she entered the interrogation room and the guards left, she gave Tori a big smile, something that came as quite as the surprise to Tori. Why are you smiling? Nothing. I'm just happy to see you. You'll be less happy when you hear the news. The first group of scouts I sent over to the frontier woods didn't find anything. Hazel has only partially surprised. She knew that her fellow witches would already be on the move, but she assumed Toy scouts would at least find traces of them. That they searched the area well? I sent my best scouts and still no traces of the witch. Did you lie to me? No, Willie. There were witches there, I'm sure of it. Do you have any proof of what you're saying? I am losing my patience. Speak. We've been there for the past 30 years. We even fought battles there, a lot of them. Ask I see a king if you don't believe me. You know that's not an easy thing to do since the empire split. Besides, if they really had problems with witches, they would have done anything to keep the rumors quiet in order to keep trading and tourism up. Fine, but all those battles they fought, the ones where they claimed they were fighting goblins and monsters, they were really fighting against us. Which battles in particular? The Mature Marlands, Howgrown Forest, We Obey. Wait a minute, you were present in the Battle of Harrow Grove Forest? Why do you want to know? Answer me. I was, but it was as myself. I wasn't impersonating Archina back then. I was still a young apprentice. A lot of people died that day. I know, they attacked us as we were retreating back to the frontier woods. We had to protect ourselves. Tori quietly stares at Hazel for a moment, considering the information she'd just been given. There was a young soldier in Nathan's army. His name was Jonas. Hazel is confused. As far as she knows, this Jonas person isn't someone she's heard about. So what is Tori getting at by bringing him up? Should I know him? He was too young when forced to become a constant and join the army. When the battle started, he ran away. But he wasn't a coward. He just didn't want to murder other people. He had a noble soul, not fit for war. He was an artist. He said that as he was running away, one of the older army vets called him. He wanted to kill Jonas for deserting the army. An inkling of understanding dawned on Hazel. She gasped at Tori as she continued her story. He then managed to injure Jonas, but before he could kill him, a young witch intervened. She killed the veteran instead and tried to keep Jonas from bleeding out with her magic. Did he make it? He walked back to Sentinel, my hometown, but he died shortly after from the injuries. We were too far from Isla and there were no healers around. They were all busy in that stupid war. Oh, I'm sorry. How did you know him? He was my older brother. After he died, I decided to leave my small town and travel to Mount Kunos. I had enough of Ursula and its king. I swear he was possessed by a demon. He was your brother? Hazel goes over to Tori and hugs her tightly. Tori tenses at first in response, but ultimately allows it. As her body relaxes, silent tears start to fall down her cheeks. Tori is not the kind of show such weakness. That's how Hazel view. It's exactly what he told me. He said that he'd never forget the kindness of that young witch. You were probably a little bit more than a kid back then. I was pretty young, yes. But Jonas couldn't stop talking about your eyes. Your green eyes. It really was you. You and your damn beautiful green eyes. He had high fever, so I thought he was delusional. Delirious till now. Tori. Oh shit, bow chicka, wow, 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 wow. Hazel slowly leans in to kiss Tori. This time the pattern doesn't move. She just stands there as Hazel's lips press against her mouth. It's not until Hazel slips her tongue in that Tori responds. She grabs onto Hazel's biceps and returns the gesture with a surprising amount of passion, now taking active part in the kiss. It only lasts a few seconds before Tori turns to her senses. Oh, damn. No. Why are you pushing me away? I know you like me. I do. There's no point in denying it. And now, after what I just discovered, but this is wrong. I can't do this. Gods! What can't you do? Why? Why can't you do this? You're a witch. I'm a paladin. We couldn't be more different. We are not different. We are. You're a creature of darkness, and I am one of the healing light. I believe in gods. You don't. You're a wanted criminal. Gods? It's not that simple. Nothing is completely black or white, and you know that. You have to know that. Yes, I've killed people. A lot of them, even. But I only did it to defend myself and the people I love. People I love as much as you loved your brother Jonas. Stop twisting reality in your favor. There's nothing to twist. I'm just telling you the truth. I tried to save your brother. Your brother who was killed by the kind of men you work for. By your logic, he had been right to kill. Tori raises her hand to slap Hazel, but stops herself at the last second. She grits her teeth, clenches her fist, and then turns away from Hazel. One good act doesn't wipe away the rest of your sins. The guards enter the room and take Hazel into their custody. Hazel tries to make eye contact with Tori as they drag her away, but the paladin refuses to look at her. Oh, shit. It is that day, however, in which Tori starts to question her beliefs. Despite what she told Hazel, she did see it. Not all witches were evil as she'd been led to believe ever since she was a little girl. A few more days pass. Sasha can't seem to stop talking, even if there is no escape plan on the horizon. How she still has unrelated things to talk about when they've been stuck in their cells is a mystery to Hazel. At this point, she's toned Sasha out. Hazel is usually silent as her thoughts drift to Tori and what happened last time. Hello, Hazel, are you there? Sorry, I was just thinking. Oh, yeah? You didn't happen to come up with an escape plan, did you? Please tell me you did. No escape plan. But I think you're right. The key is Tori. The only way I'll get Tori's help. See, I told you should listen to me more often. I say useful things. Sure, but only because you talk so much that it'd be impossible for you not to land on a good idea at some point. Oh, rude. Hazel and Sasha immediately go quiet when they hear the prison door start to unlock. This time, is Tori just regretting her decision to let them stay in the same cell together? Could there be more to it? Perhaps it's time to separate you again. Sasha, how's your head injury? Oh, it still hurts. I still need Hazel's help. Is that true, Hazel? Well, as you wish. You're the boss here. Toy looks at Hazel with a puzzled expression. She can't understand if Hazel is mad at her or if there's something else behind the careless reaction. Hazel. Meanwhile, Sasha feels sad that Hazel doesn't want to get in the toy ending, I have a feeling. What? Did you even bother asking? My answer doesn't matter. You always do what you want. That's not true. If I can help you feel better. The guards behind Toy start to whisper amongst each other, and Toy's expression darkens. She's definitely angry now. Does someone here believe that they know how to do my job better than I do? If so, I welcome them to speak up. No, of course not. Good, because I'll remind you that I have obtained more information from the witches in a few months than all of you have in over 30 years. I would think twice about questioning my methods. We would never do that. Very well. 2 prisoners will remain in their cage together and try to decide otherwise. Aha! I can't believe that Toy actually fell for such a simple trick. Those guards must have been throwing her off. Either way, it looks like you managed to twist the situation in your favor, Hazel. Good job. Back in the interrogation room, Hazel's the first one to speak. She hasn't been able to stop thinking about Toy since their last encounter when they kissed. What was that back there? What? I don't know what you're talking about. You're jealous of Sasha. Don't be silly. I am not. Oh, really? Hazel traces a finger among Toy's shiny padded-in armor in a teasing way. Toy quickly puts a stop to it by grabbing Hazel's hand. Scouts found an old house in the frontier woods. There were books, vase, herbs, and so on. We believe it was Vin's of door. Did you find... No, nobody was there. Hazel had been holding her breath until now. Lets it out, perhaps in an all too obvious way. But this means that even the Archwitches now believe you spoke the truth. They didn't before? No, they don't know you as well as I do, but I've assured them that you'd be very cooperative from now on. Did you ask them about my future? It's too early to talk about that. You're wanted for several crimes, remember? It won't be easy for now. We're working on increasing their goodwill towards you. And Sasha, why is she here? Toy is taken aback by Hazel's sudden shift in subject. You know why, she's an assassin. I know that, but why is she still here? What was her sentence? And what are your plans for her? Dot. After her silent pause, Toy sighs. Hazel knows her well enough at this point to know that Toy does that when she's dubious about something. What's tormenting you, oh pretty Paddington? Don't address me like that again. As you wish, beautiful lady. Did you wake up with a death wish this morning? Come on, I know that look. You're struggling inside. I can see it. Why should I tell you? It's a personal thing. Come on, I trusted you with very important information. I'm your prisoner. My life literally depends on you. Why the hesitation? Because this concerns Sasha's fate, whether she lives or dies. Oh. I know you two have become close friends. I know you care about her. Hazel catches a hint of resentment in Toy's words. Does she really dislike the idea of her being close to Sasha that much? We're friends with benefits. Oh yes, I see that we're friends with benefits, if you know what I mean. Stop lying. Oh, getting jealous, are we? I am not jealous. Anyway, to answer your question, the thing... Toy tries off struggling to form a sentence. The thing is that... Noticing how painful it is for Toy to speak, Hazel takes one of Toy's hands and holds it tightly. What are you doing? I was trying to comfort you, please. She resists the instinct and thinks that despite their temperature, Hazel's hands are somewhat comforting. There's no easy way to say this, so I'll be blunt. Sasha killed my father. What? Are you sure? She did. I didn't have any actual proof, but there was no doubt in my mind that it was her. What makes you think that? What exactly happened? I can't get into details. You can. Please, trust me. How? I can't even ask you to swear on something. You witches have no honor. Hazel bisects that no, the honor comment. That's what you think, really? Because if that's the case, fuck you. After all the secrets I've given you, you still won't trust me even a little bit? I'm sorry, I wish I could, but I can't. I'm your prisoner. What do you have to be afraid of? Nobody would believe anything I said anyway, assuming I somehow survived this and come across someone to tell in the first place. Toya takes Hazel's last sentence to heart. She knows that at least that the first part of that statement is true. The chance that anyone would believe a witch like Hazel was close to zero. Alright, I suppose you deserve to know. Toy sighs and finally relinquishes the truth she's been holding back. My father was the one who hired Sasha in the first place. Ah. That'd be why Toy didn't want to say anything. Hiring an assassin definitely had negative repercussions. Spreading that information around would reflect badly on Tori and the rest of her family. Maybe he had a good reason for it? I don't know if I'd say it was a good reason, but it was an understandable one. My father was a renowned healer and Isla. He was a peaceful and honest man until someone killed our mother. Turns out the creature that did it was a vampire named Thomas. My father hired Sasha to kill him, but when he went to the agreed place for the final delivery, he never came back. They found him dead the next morning. I'm sorry. I obviously didn't know him, but if he dedicated his life to helping people and loved his wife enough to hire an assassin, he was probably a decent man. I doubt he deserved such a fate. He didn't. Sorry for asking, but what do you mean when you said delivery? I don't completely understand that part. I didn't explain that, did I? Well, Sasha promised to bring Thomas's head back to my father as proof. Vampires can recover from a lot of injuries, but they can't recover from decapitation. It would have been defined proof that the job was complete. Oh, right, but why didn't you accompany your father to that meeting? I can't believe you let him go alone. I wanted to go, but it was too dangerous. I was a little more than a child back then, and all of this happened shortly after my brother Jonas died. I'm sure you can understand why my father told me to remain home. I mean, yes, but it still doesn't make sense. You and Sasha seem to be around the same age. Timing would have been all wrong, wouldn't it? And it accounts for her quickness and agility, too. Wait, so you're also the one who captured her? Of course. I couldn't let someone like her remain free. Several years later, after my training in Mount Kunos, I tracked her down, and then I used the most powerful bait I could for people like her, money. So you were the one who bribed Rise, her lover. What? That's what she told you? Yes. Interesting. I guess it's an easy lying technique, just reverse the roles. What are you talking about? Sasha was the one who sought out lines, not the other way around. But when they met in the room where the betrayal was supposed to happen, I focused my efforts on capturing her instead. I obviously wanted Sasha more for personal reasons. What the? She lied to me. I mean, she might have just forgotten or thought her being a half-elf wasn't worth mentioning. I could forgive that. But the Vine stuff? That is a blatant lie. Yes, that's the kind of person she is. I'm sorry you had to find out like this. Now I need to go. Guards? What? That's it? What are you going to do with her? Why aren't you warning me not to tell Sasha about all of this? Because you're smart. Tell Sasha what you know and she will become nervous around you. She might even start thinking that it'd be a good idea to backstab you in order to keep her secret safe. On top of that, you've been betraying my trust since this is something I told you in confidence. You have nothing to gain by telling Sasha what I've told you, only things to lose. So think carefully about what's most important to you right now. Hazel knew that Tori was still trying to manipulate her, but she was probably telling the truth about Sasha. Sasha never revealed that she was a half-elf, and then she lied about betraying Rias. How many other things has Sasha hidden from her? Oh, Hazel, I told you that Sasha isn't the kind of person you can really trust. Sadly, you didn't listen. More days passed. Hazel has kept quiet about the information Tori gave her the last time they spoke privately. She's still not sure what she wants to do. Should she confront Sasha about it or wait? Could she even trust Sasha concerning how much she's already lied? You've been pretty quiet these days. Is this something troubling you? You know, the usual. Yeah, that makes sense. Oh, you won't believe what I overheard. The guards, they were talking about Tori. They said that she's called the Witch's Bane. That she's executed more witches on her own than the rest of the current witch hunters combined. Hazel's reaction to Sasha's words is nothing but a slight nod. She becomes occupied with her own thoughts. Sasha can tell that something is clearly wrong with Hazel, but she can't figure it out. You, come with us. Tori wants to speak with you again. For once, Hazel was grateful to be brought to Tori. It was easier than facing Sasha's questioning. And this way she might be able to answer questions about what she just heard. Your eyes, I see fire on them. What? Why are you looking at me like that? Sasha overheard the guards talking about you. Good things, I hope. From a certain perspective, I suppose. They said you were called the Witch's Bane. That's just a stupid nickname. Is it? So you haven't murdered my sisters during your interrogations, more than all the other witches combined? They're exaggerating. It's true then, isn't it? Tell me, I deserve to know the truth. Did you really kill those witches with your own hands? For a moment in a grotesque turn of events, it seemed as if Tori was the prisoner and Hazel was the one interrogating her. Yes, it's true, all of it. I really liked you, but now I can't even look at you right now. Look, I'm sorry about your other sisters, but you don't understand. I really liked you. I thought I could feel something for you, but now you disgust me. The situation's getting out of control with Hazel crying and yelling at Tori animately. If the communication kept up, it'd only be a matter of time before a guard would have to check in on her to find out what was going on. Shut up. Tori runs over to Hazel and pins her against the wall. The motion is forceful, but she's careful not to hurt Hazel physically. Let me go. Not until your pumps have stopped screaming and listen to me. Listen to what? How you killed all those witches? How you're going to kill me too? Knowing you're going to make it seem you're doing me a favor. You're going to put me out of my misery so the others can't harm me anymore or something, right? That is exactly why I killed the others. Huh? Hazel suddenly freezes, an inkling of understanding starting to settle in, but she needed to hear it directly from Toy. Oops. I killed them so they wouldn't be tortured or burned alive. When I started doing this job, when they asked me, I thought I'd be fighting evil incarnate, demons of the worst species. I was ready for anything. But I wasn't ready for the truth which my order always seeks out. It's that there were indeed some evil witches, but there were many other witches who weren't. I'm not saying that they were completely innocent. Some of them committed crimes that they'd be punished for even if they were regular citizens instead of witches. That wasn't the case for the first witch I interrogated, though. It was terrible. I could so clearly see that she was innocent. Sure, she was a witch and she did use dark magic, but that was it. There was nothing bad in her. When I told the Ox witches from Gilmore she knew nothing more. It's okay, I understand you don't need to go into details. After that, whenever I was certain that a cruel fate awaited them, I killed them myself. I gave them a swift, quick death. They didn't suffer, I swear to you. I swear in the name of God. I believe you. Did you only kill the ones you thought were innocent? Hazel asked the question casually, already knowing that she wouldn't be in that category. She was guilty of many crimes. After all, Tori and the others only knew about a handful of them. No, their innocent or guilt made no difference. Nobody deserves to be tortured, even if they're responsible for terrible acts. They must be eliminated to prevent them from doing more harm, but there's no reason to make them suffer. I find no pleasure in it, and people who do are sick. Oh, Tori. There's more love in the air. The two young women are still very close to each other, and just like the last time, Hazel can't resist. She presses her lips to Tori's once more as the pattern remains still for several seconds. It was a quick but powerful kiss, a kiss that both ladies will remember for the rest of their lives, no matter how long or short those lives might be. No. Johnny gently pushes Hazel away. I cannot. You cannot what? I cannot love you. Oh, why not? Tori, who was previously looking at the ground, raises her gaze so that she's met Hazel's eyes. I want to offer shadiness. There's no need for words. It's obvious why. In Tori's mind, this is an impossible love. Tori didn't want to fall in love with Hazel and then have to kill her. Understandable. Are you afraid you have to kill me too? Is that the reason? And if it was, isn't that a valid reason? I won't let that happen. We'll find a way. It doesn't matter. Nothing matters. No, I'm not giving up on us so quickly. Guards! What are you doing? I can't stand looking at you like this anymore. I'm sorry, Hazel. Time to go back to your cell. Hazel didn't reply to Tori as the guards came and escorted her back to her cell. Sasha was waiting for her like always. What did she say? Did you ask about the dead witches? Yes, she did it to protect them. Hazel trusted Sasha once more, telling her what she discovered. Sasha can't believe her ears and puts a hand over her open mouth. Really? That's incredible. It is? Do you believe her? Yes, I do. Why? I mean, how do you know that she's telling you the truth? I don't know how to explain it, but it was something in her eyes. It's like I could see the honesty as she was talking. I know she told me the truth. Alright, make a quick backup save here. If you say so, I want to be so sure. Hazel found it annoying how quickly Sasha was deemed something someone untrustworthy when she was probably the biggest liar of all three of them. Of course, it was probably why. How could a liar trust anyone when they expect everyone to be the same as them? Hazel didn't say anything, though, but pretending not to know anything about it was a lie of her own. She didn't really appreciate the irony. As the days pass, it becomes harder and harder for Hazel to stay in the same room as Sasha. What Tori told Hazel still weighs in her mind. She has no reason to trust Sasha anymore. And yet, Sasha is also one of the few things keeping her together. Her cheery demeanor and her kindness are a light in this dark place, even if Hazel now doubts the motives behind them. Hazel, are you still sleeping? No, I'm awake. Are you okay? I know you dodged the question last time by accident. I don't want to be pushy, but you can talk to me about it if you think it would help. I know more. I know I'm more of a talker, but I can listen too. We're in this together. Talk like it's that easy. Hazel is quiet for a moment. She considers her options. Snapping at Sasha and getting everything out in the open seemed like it'd be good, but was an outburst worth it. Then Sasha and the fact she knew what the truth was supposed to be a bad idea, right? Tori told me everything about you. Surprised, huh? You thought I'd never find out, liar. No, please, I was forced to do it. You were forced to lie to me, please. Yes, she promised me that she'd let me go. Hazel was now even more confused than before. What on earth was Sasha talking about? What? What would she promise? Why would she promise to let you go? Sasha hesitates, realizing that Hazel's reaction's a bit off. Hazel's expression darkens and Sasha frowns as an upset expression settling in on her face. Look, Hazel, I should have told you earlier, I know that. I just knew you wouldn't take it well. Knew that I wouldn't take what well. Sasha shies and then recounts the events that transpired between her and Tori before Hazel's arrival. What do you want from me? Easy, feisty one. I have an offer for you. An offer? Sasha pauses for a moment, tilting her head slightly as she considers. Then she sighs. Well, I'm listening. What do you have in mind? We captured a witch, one of the few remaining ones that we know about. A witch, huh? Sasha had an admirer for witches ever since she was young. Even back then, she was entranced by their toxic and mysterious nature. But she also felt a little fearful of them. Tales of their dark magic made them out to be fearsome opponents, and though she never had to deal with them personally, she respected that power. We're bringing her here to this prison. Okay, why are you telling me this? I'm telling you this because she'll be sharing this room with you. Of course, you'll both be in different cages, but you'll at least be able to talk to each other. What? No. Which is of course, she'll cast magic on me while I'm asleep. Can't you just lock her up somewhere else? Shut up and listen, will you? We're putting her in here with you on purpose. And don't worry about her using her magic. I can assure you that she won't be able to cast any spells. Not on you or anyone else. Alright, I guess that takes care of my main concern. I still don't understand what the offer is, though. Gain her trust, become a friend, then memorize any useful information she reveals to you and report it back to me. Just how am I supposed to do that if I'm in prison and here with her? From time to time, I'll take her away to an interrogation room. While she's there and the two of you are separated, you'll tell one of my guards everything you learned. So you're asking me to be your spy? Beats being an assassin, no? True, less blood and more words. I prefer that. I've noticed. Anyway, I'm obviously not going to do this for free. What's in it for me? If what you discover is good and valuable information, we will reduce your time in prison. If you find something really useful, like where the rest of the witches are hiding, we might even set you free. Your terms and conditions are attached, just complete freedom. You would let someone like me, an assassin, free? Yes, as long as the information was worth it. Of course, after you've been set free, ordeals are off. If I ever caught you again, I'd kill you. Let's call it a deal to stay on the right path once you're out of here. I see, it's pretty tempting and offer. Alright, I'm in. I'll accept your deal. What do I have to lose? Good. I swear on the goddess that I'll keep my words as long as you keep yours. Oh, one thing I want to have. I want to have a bath. Please, you can watch me personally if you don't trust me. My long hair's getting so dirty in this place. Very well, I'll give you that benefit too. But if you try to escape... No, don't worry. Now that explains why her hair was so nice, wasn't it? Oh, Ashley. Ha 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 ha. Da 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 da. And so a deal was made between Tori and Sasha, a deal signed by a scared oath on one side and by the word of a liar and assassin on the other. The assassin had everything to gain and nothing to lose from this unusual alliance. When Sasha finishes her story, Hazel is in shock. She somehow hadn't expected Sasha to be holding back another major secret. At least it had come out. Hazel was confident the story was true. I can't believe it. I know, it's really bad, but I changed my mind. I've been on your side for a while now. Why else would I tell you to lie to Tori? To only tell her vague things. I don't know, maybe to get all the good information from me yourself and strengthen your position with Tori? Hells, it would make sense for Tori to have you do it. I was never going to fully trust a pattern interrogating me with the information I had, but a fellow prisoner. Hazel, I like you. I'll do anything. Please forgive me. Da, da, da. Hazel could feel the regret in Sasha's words, but still, she was in no mood to listen to her anymore. Shut up, just shut up. I don't want to talk to you anymore. It's not clear that Sasha has no clue that Tori suspected her of killing her father. Hazel keeps that information to herself. It might be useful later, and she meant what she said. She was in no mood to talk with Sasha. More than that, though, Hazel couldn't stop thinking about how Tori tried to fool her. All the kind of things she had towards Tori were replaced by anger. While she didn't want to talk to Sasha, she was really in the mood to demand answers from Tori. She hoped the next minute would come sooner rather than later, before the rage in her dulled. As if by divine intervention, Hazel's wish was quickly made reality when the guards enter and bring her to Tori once again. Once the guards leave the room, Tori looks at her with a feeble smile. It quickly fades over as she notices the raw anger painted on Hazel's face. You used Sasha to spy on me? Calm down. I will not come down. How could you? Hazel grits her teeth to hold back tears and slaps at Tori using her bare hands. It's useless as Tori's armor protects her from such a weak tax, but Hazel's too frustrated to care. Hazel, stop. When the verbal command doesn't work, Tori grabs Hazel by her wrist. You're an asshole. I really loved you. Stop talking like that. Oh, what? You betrayed me? You already done that. It was before... Hazel comes down not because she was angry anymore, but because she is weak and tired of everything. Before what? Before I got to know you better. So what? You still betrayed me? I told her to stop doing it. And I'm supposed to take your word for that? I don't know who I can trust anymore. What you're saying is probably just another lie. Why not? All people do here is lie to me. I'm so tired, just end it already. If you really as much as you pretend you'll do it. Dying is prefer better than this. No, don't say that. Oh, now you care, huh? Because if I die, your person's mission is a failure. I'm sure you'll find another witch to manipulate, don't worry. I won't be giving you any more information, I swear. Hazel, please. The desperate worry in Tori's tone strikes Hazel as odd. She's practically begging Hazel not to die. Hazel isn't sure she's in the mood to hear it. Hazel. Hazel doesn't answer. She just lets the silent tears stream down her cheeks. Tori groans and then she rushes over to the door. She locks it and then comes back over to Hazel. She wipes the tears from her face and then tucks some of Hazel's hair behind her ear. Don't cry, Hazel can't bring herself to obey. She lets out a sob and the tears are renewed. This time Tori pulls Hazel to hug her and hugs her, holding Hazel tightly in her arms as she continues crying. I was raised by witches. What? I never knew my real parents. I grew up with them in Hardgrove Forest. Calm down. Tell me everything from the beginning. I'll listen. Tori holds on to Hazel's hand, and because of that, Hazel feels a little better. Whatever else Hazel thought of her at that moment, Tori was the one person who could offer her some form of comfort right now. May as well go with the romance. What I'm going to say is very personal, you understand? Yes, I understand. I really would like for it to remain between you and me. Oh, what am I doing? This is pointless. No, I swear. I swear in the name of you-know-who that everything you tell me now will remain a secret. Hazel gives Tori a brief smile before continuing. So I was saying, the witches raised me as if I was their own daughter. They gave me their love and, well, of course, they also taught me dark magic. But if I lost them anyway. Huh? Why did you say that? When I started the story, I was sick of being lied to. Well, the witches lied to me about my parents. But it's not what you probably think. One day as I was growing up, I really wanted to know more about them. I knew where they worked, at the Barking Duck Tavern. What a stupid name. Sorry, please go on. Long story short, after a few weeks, I managed to find out that both my parents left by ship several months earlier. The strange thing about it was they had to ask for help from someone at the Thieves' Guild. What? If that's true, they didn't simply leave. They escaped. They needed to leave the town unnoticed. Exactly. Nobody seeks the services of the Thieves' Guild just to leave a city. So I went there to see if I could find more information about my parents. But I should have known the reason was a secret, and I didn't have enough money to bribe them. I wasn't strong enough to force the truth out of them either. What did you do then? Simple. I became invisible. Huh? Invisible? Of course, as witches know dark magic, but that doesn't mean we can't learn other forms of magic. I always liked illusion magic. To be honest, that's how I started. And I was pretty good at it. I was able to get in there and steal some books. They keep track of all the jobs they do. Tori looks at Hazel in a strange, almost alarmed way. Hazel figures that it's because Tori is surprised that she stole from a thieves' guild and moves on. Haha, Tori wasn't surprised because you stole from the Thieves' Guild, Hazel. Not that it matters for their particular version of events. And that's why I found out the truth. I mean, my parents didn't abandon me. They sold me to the witches. What? They had a lot of debts, no money to pay them off, and a young baby to take care of. It was easy for them to just sell me off. They took care of one problem and helped with the others. Hazel spits on the ground right after finishing her sentence. There was only disgust on her face. I'm glad they sold me to the witches. I can't even imagine what would have happened if I ended up in the wrong hands. I'm sorry, Hazel. That's terrible. You had a terrible life. It wasn't terrible. Not when I was with my fellow witches. Still, they did lie to me. Maybe now you can understand why I'm sick of all this. I knew I couldn't really trust someone like Sasha, but I thought you were manipulative and ready to do most anything to make me talk. But I also thought there was a line you wouldn't cross. I already told you I told Sasha to stop. She doesn't spy for me anymore. Swear it? On each you, or I swear it. I told her to stop. What now? Can I go back to my cell? You're going to be alright with Sasha? Do you want me to move her somewhere else? Hazel's a little surprised at the offer. You do that if I asked you to. Idiot, of course I would. If there's something that symbol can make you feel better, why wouldn't I do it? Hazel smiles to herself. Tori really did in her own way, didn't she? Did care in her own way. No, leave her. At least now I know her. I don't want a new person, a stranger. Besides, she's nice to look at. Hazel says those words on purpose, looking for a reaction from Tori. Seems to work, too. She doesn't reply to Hazel's talk of it over, but her mouth does twist slightly into a jealous frown. The Archers will be here again in a few days. And? I don't know yet. What they decide to do with her will depend on what else we find in the woods. That same makes Hazel worry as she's returned to her cell. She knows they probably won't find anything else. Then what? What would she have done? More days pass, and during that time, Hazel finds it in her to forgive Sasha for lying to her. She still cared about what Sasha says when Sasha's around, but she also gets the impression that Sasha has been less noisy than before anyway. Did Tori really tell Sasha to stop spying on her? What are you doing? Don't deny it. You're doing something over there. I hear strange noises all day long, so what is it? Shh, look. Sasha a wooden spoon like the one she used to kill the guard. She's trying to shape it into a small dagger. I see, but what do you plan to do with it? I don't know, maybe take a guard hostage? It's obvious that I can't beat Tori in a fair fight, but if I throw her off by doing something like that, I might be able to... That's never going to work. I mean, I know it's not a great idea, but at least I'm trying to come up with something. What have you been doing all day? Nothing, I bet. Fuck you. Fuck you too. I see you two are getting to know each other better. Please don't kill each other. Kill each other, though? Oh. Sasha quickly hides her improvised weapon behind her back. She's fast, but was she fast enough to avoid Tori's gaze? A wooden dagger, please, Sasha. That's never going to work. What are you talking about? The ridiculous weapon you're hiding behind your back. You're mistaken, Do you want me to go over there and take it by force, or you hand it over willingly? Sasha sighs. No, here it is. She throws the dagger on the ground and turns her back to Tori. Toy scuffles a laugh as she picks up the alternating spoon and looks it over. Come with me, Hazel. Hazel follows without making a fuss. When so alone in the usual room, Hazel immediately asks Toy for any news. Did you find anything? Not in the frontier woods, I see. However, one of my scouts found some tracks leading down south. We're following that trail right now. Really? Toy nods. Good. Hazel smiles at the news. However, it was that went south would have had a head start of several weeks, if not months. Toy's men probably won't be able to catch up with them. They meant that Hazel had no evidence and that it wouldn't come at the cost of her family's lives. It was the best case scenario. Hazel's smile quickly fades, however, when she follows Toy's gaze towards the door, staring at it are 3 arch-wizards. Well, so this is the famous Hazel. We finally meet. Hazel freezes, a feeling of utmost dread gripping her. What were they doing here? She looks to Toy, who is doing her best not to appear annoyed. Archwizard, I wasn't expecting you so soon. Our apologies, but we wanted to observe you at work in person. Sorry, I don't quite understand. Toy does understand. She understands completely. She only stalls in the hope that she can somehow avoid showing them what they want to see. But if you would like me to explain my methods, I'd be happy to do so. If you just follow me to my office. No, continue the interrogation. But we heard some strange rumors about you in this place. For instance, a guard mysteriously died under your watch, and some are saying that he was killed by a prisoner. Those are lies. Hazel thinks about Toy and her religious beliefs, lying like that must be hard for her. I'm sure there were some other rumors regarding how you interrogated prisoners, but we can easily lay those to rest. What you have to do is show us how you work. You're pretty famous for making anyone talk one way or another. The witch has given us a lot of trouble. She's also given you a lot of information. Indeed, only thanks to you. So you can understand why we're curious to see what kind of tricks you use to make her talk. You represent everything she should hate, so I imagine you must have met a lot of resistance. It's pretty clear what they're saying. They're open questioning Toy's authority. They may even have their own suspicions about what's been going on here. Hazel knows it, and she knows that there's only one thing to do about it. Have mercy, please. Don't let her beat me again. I've already had enough. Toy turns to Hazel. The arch-wizards can't see her face from where they're standing, but she looks close to tears as she meets Hazel's gaze. Hazel gives her a sudden nod, giving Toy permission without drawing attention from the arch-wizards. Toy raises her hand, but hesitates. Hazel notices and yells, trying to pull her back to reality. Neither of them can afford to mess up here. No, please, don't hit me. Toy gets the message. She swallows hard and then punches Hazel hard across the face. 1, 2, 3 times. Each time she chokes down a sob, she can't afford to let the arch-wizard see her. Hazel's beautiful face is left bloody, and it's her fault. She's used all her strength because anything else less would have given it away. Hazel knows that Toy knows that Hazel knows that still. Guilt floods every inch of Toy's body, especially when Hazel's eyes close. What happened? Did you kill her? No. Toy quickly wipes her face from her arm, pretending that she's cleaning off sweat instead of tears. I'm afraid your peasants got me a little too excited. In my desire to impress you, I ended up beating her until she fainted. Ha 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 ha. She got what she deserved then. Well done. Anger builds inside her Toy, but she quickly tempers it with reason. She knows that she'd never be able to defeat the arch-wizards in a battle of her own. You must apologize for having our doubts. It's pretty clear that you know how to do your job. Asshole, it's no surprise the Empire has fallen under the guidance of such terrible leaders. Good, I'm going to wait for her to wake up, but it might take a while. We'll leave you to it then. We have more urgent matters to attend to than waiting for a stupid witch to wake up. And we got a trophy, I am sorry. As soon as they're gone, Toy is sure that nobody else is around. She goes to the door and locks it. Then she rushes over to Hazel to check on her. Hazel, please, are you alright? You almost killed me. I had to pretend I fainted in the hopes that they wouldn't ask you to beat an unconscious woman. I'm just luckily at words concerning how open they were about enjoying my suffering. Oh, thank you. I thought I beat you too hard, and you did, but I'm not an easy bitch to kill. You should know. Toy lets out a nervous laugh before speaking. The words that she was about to say were the most sincere of her life. Good, because I don't know what I'd do if I lost you. I'm so sorry, Hazel. I didn't want to do it. Oh, God, I feel sick. Hey, it hurt, but like I told you, I'm going to be fine, really. There's a lot of blood over my face, but I feel fine. It looks worse than it actually is. Even a strong woman like Tori has a breaking point. This was hers. She breaks down and starts crying loudly. Hazel goes over to her and hugs her tightly. Then suddenly she feels a fury of kisses over her face. She raises her head and looks Tori in the eyes in response. With their eyes met, they both lean in and start kissing, mouth to mouth. Oh, I'm sure Tastic would love this. The sour taste of blood taints each kiss, stabbing Tori in the heart. She knows that Hazel has already forgiven her for what she's done, but it will take Tori much longer to forgive herself. After several minutes, the two of them decide it's not wise to press the luck any further. They split apart and look at each other, blushing shyly. Hazel cleans her face from the blood before speaking. What now? Hazel? Yes? I can't believe I'm saying this, but I will protect you. I'm not going to let them lay a finger on you ever. Oh, thank you, Tori. I really like you. Hazel was almost disappointed. As lovely as those words were, she was looking for something a little different, something a little stronger. This was a good start, though. Thank you, Tori. I really like you. Oh, Hazel. They kiss again, but this time it's shorter. Tori interrupts it, eager to say something. Tori takes Hazel's hands in hers, squeezes them as she looks Hazel in the eyes. Listen carefully now. We managed to satisfy the Archwitches for now, but I lied. We didn't find any other tracks in the frontier woods. I had to give them something else sooner. Please just give me something I can use. No, even if I knew more, I wouldn't say anything. You'd have to kill me like you did with the other witches. No, I'm sick of this. This is wrong. I don't want to be a part of it anymore. You're serious? Are you willing to give up hunting down witches? Yes. Now don't get too cocky. It's not just because I love you. Well, all of it. The other witches I had to interrogate and kill before I met you. The lengths I've had to go to, everything. They'll hunt you. The witches you killed, I mean. Sort of. I always was a warrior. I fought many monsters. Oh, great. So now you're comparing witches to monsters. Never thought they were monsters, but I did think they were all guilty of something. Terrible acts. But now I see that's just what I was taught to believe. The truth is that if someone was chasing me and other members of my order, I'd kill them for trying to. As much as I hate to admit it, I would have done the same as you, as them, the other witches. It's good that you finally see the truth. Tori smiles at Hazel for a moment, but quickly returns to her usual serious expression. Go back to yourself for now. I need to think about something. What? A way to keep you alive, that's all that matters now. I can't undo what I've already done, but I've managed to save you at least. I will be able to go back to my temple and not feel ashamed of myself. Hazel leaves the room with a strange sensation in her chest. She wants to stay with Tori, but she also wants to leave this place alive. Is there a way for both things could be true? Or is she just kidding herself? Oh, we got the Tori bonus ending unlocked. So we're getting this ending. Somehow Hazel knows that today is different. It's early in the morning. She can already hear quick footsteps approaching her room. They seem to move with more purpose than usual, telling Hazel that something major is about to happen. She gets the sinking feeling that today's the day that her fate will be decided. You ain't wrong, Hazel. Today's the day you die. Seems like a lot of people today. This might be bad. Before Hazel can voice any sort of argument, the door to the room is thrust open, revealing Tori. Lit from behind by an intense light, her shadow forms an imposing figure against the walls. You, get up. Who, me? Yes, you, witch, you're coming with us. Where? Don't think I forgot about our agreement. Your life will be spared if you come with us to the frontier woods and use your illusion magic to reveal Vin's exact location. Oh, right. Hazel plays along, not quite understanding the full plan here. Well, she does understand that it's a way to get out of the prison. With or without Tori's help, this could be her chance. What about Sasha? Hazel looks over to see that Sasha's caught up on the floor, defeated. If Hazel leaves now, Sasha will lose all hope. What about Sasha? What about her? She was part of the deal, too. Tori's eyes narrow and the subtle frown on her face betrays her feelings. She doesn't like adjusting to the plan. It's already risky enough to do it for Sasha's sake was annoying. I told you I need someone skilled at reading tracks. Not your scouts either. They had their chance and failed. Sasha, though, she's an assassin and a half-elf. I doubt there's someone better equipped to find Vin. Sasha immediately jumps to her feet and starts bouncing on her feet in an exaggerated way as she presses against the bars. Yes, exactly. I promise I'm really good at it. Maybe even the best. All right. You come too. Now stop talking. Tori leads the group of people out of the prison. Both Hazel and Sasha are surprised at the sheer size of it. Two of them are chained together near the back of the group, distance enough from Tori for them to feel safe enough to whisper to each other. This place is huge. Yeah, we would have never been able to escape from this place on our own. I told you that the key to get out was Tori. Shut up. By the way, thank you. I don't know why you were being so nice to me. Because I found out about your spine, you mean? Yes, I owe you, really. Hey, shut up, both of you. The outside of the prison looked like a fortress, and both of the women were grateful to leave it behind. They walked down a small pier where a few boats were waiting for them. As it turned out, the prison was located on an island, which meant they needed to take one of the boats to get back to the mainland. What is this place? This is the most secure prison in all the land. It's south of the frontier woods and far enough away from Isaac's continent that nobody can get here by swimming. What Tori was saying seemed to be true. As Hazel got on the boat, she was able to barely see the mainland on the horizon. The sea between them seemed treacherous. Nobody has ever escaped from here then. They tried. I remember once a famous warlock managed to. Tori pauses, realizing she's giving away too much. He evaded the guards and got out of the fortress somehow, but the alarm was raised and the guards took off with the boats before he had a chance to get one. Without his magic, he was powerless, so he couldn't fight the guards off. He ended up trying to swim to the continent, but he died in the sea. A few hours into their journey, Hazel gets nervous. The continent looms closer than ever, and she's starting to feel something like hope. However, she also notes that Sasha has been surprisingly quiet this whole trip. Hazel fears that she might be planning something stupid. If she does do something stupid, it'd be your fault. You brought her out here with you, Hazel. Good, we have arrived. Hazel feels strange. She looks at her hands and can feel energy in them. Her magic was coming back to her. What are you doing? Yay! With a gesture of her hands, Hazel makes the chains explode. Then she uses the same magic to free Sasha, too. Sasha looks surprised at first, but the expression is quickly replaced by pleasant glee. Let me guess, you got your magic back. Yes. Stand aside, you're no match for a witch like her. Tori gestures for the guards to move and leave Hazel to her. Tori? Tori doesn't reply. Instead, she charges with her shield. She hits Hazel and pushes her away from the others. Luckily, the sand makes her fall less painful. Why did you have to bring Sasha? That wasn't the plan. I couldn't let her rot in prison. I don't understand you. You still want her with you after all how much she lied? I don't want her with me. Are you jealous? Is that the reason for your anger? Ha! Tori raises her shield to hit Hazel again, but Hazel manages to use a blink spell just in time. So he teleports a short distance away just behind Tori, who stumbles and falls. How could you? This is as far as I can teleport. It's not useful for escaping, but it's very good for dodging and positioning yourself behind your enemy. Nice trick, I must admit. Tori, I don't care about Sasha. Not in the way I care about you. I just wanted to give her a second chance. I never planned to stay with her, and I figured out we'd both go our separate ways. No. Hazel can see that Tori's looking at something behind her back. For a moment, she thinks this is a trick, but she notices the desperate look in Tori's eyes. What are you doing, bastard? Hazel turns to see Sasha quickly disposing of the guards. She manages to get her hands on one of the guards' weapons and is carrying them off one by one with extreme ease. Leave them alone, they're innocent. Innocent? You think they're innocent? Sure. Sasha cuts the throat of the last guard even out looking at them. Her gaze is fixed on Tori and so is her sword. Now it's your turn. Sasha, no. What? Why would I spare her? You know how stubborn she is? If we let her live, she'll keep hunting us down. Hazel doesn't get the chance to try and convince Sasha otherwise. Tori roams and charges. Sasha's responded by getting into the defensive stance. From there, the two of them start trading blows. Neither of them manages to score a good hit. Hazel starts to cast a spell on Sasha to try to break up the fight, but freezes when she hears what they're saying. I know you killed my father, Sasha. What lies? He was a healer and a good man, and you killed him. I don't know what you're talking about. The vampire Thomas, you were hired by my father to kill him. What? That was your father? He was. Sasha's distracted, almost cost her, but she's able to deflect Tori's blow at the last moment. I am sorry. So you admit it, you killed him. I did, but it's not... Yeah. Tori charges again. Sasha manages to stab Tori's leg as she rolls to the side. Tori howls in pain and then rounds on Sasha again, more fury in her eyes than ever before. You'll pay for this. I am sorry, okay? I didn't mean to kill your father. I was hypnotized. Your cheeks become worse and worse. I swear, there was another vampire with him, a tall brunette. She was beautiful. I think she was called Ruby. I don't care. You'll pay for what you done. Tori bolts towards Sasha, fainting right. At the last minute, she charges to the left, successfully disorienting Sasha. She slams her shit into Sasha, who tumbles backwards and crushes to the ground. You two, please stop. They ignore Hazel. It seems like nothing can take their focus away from each other. They fight with every ounce of strength and willpower in them. The hate between them is too strong. I told you to stop. Hazel puts herself between them too carelessly. She's too tired and weak from her time in prison. Toy's beating from the last time they encountered each other didn't help. She didn't realize what she's done until Toy's shield hits her front and Sasha's sword penetrates her back. Hazel, what have you done? I didn't mean to. I would never... Hazel. Last thing Hazel sees before closing is Toy and Sasha at her side. They weren't fighting anymore. They both hover over her with worried expressions on their faces. But it's too late now. Hazel just hopes this will be enough to stop them for good. Otherwise, what was the point? And Hazel's dead. Ah, mortals. Hate makes them so blind. I am eternal. I have no eyes, and I do not hate, so I cannot understand that. Should have been easy enough to stop and think. All would have taken was a moment. Why did they have to escort to fighting? Did you really hate each other that much? Was it worth the cost? In the end, when you lose control, you make mistakes. Mistakes that kill the people you care about. Maybe someone you just started to get to know. Someone you started to love. Sasha burst into tears over Hazel's dead body while Tori drops to her knees and kneels. She closes her eyes as if she is praying. I'm so sorry, Hazel. After everything you did for me, how kind you were. You didn't deserve this. Please forgive me wherever you are. So this is how you died, Hazel. Stabbed in the back by an assassin. I can't say I'm surprised, although the fact that this was an accident is new. Huh? Where am I? Welcome to the Underrealm, witch. No. You get used to it. The darkness is quite comforting. No more pain, no more feelings, no more... Huh? I feel like I'm being pulled away. This is unexpected. Looks like you're being called back to the realm of the living. You won't remember any of this, of course. It can't end like this. After everything we've been through, Would you please just stop already? How can you say that, you cold-hearted bastard? If you want to see Hazel again, move aside. More importantly, stop talking. I need to concentrate. Huh? Sasha is confused, but she obeys Toy's instructions and moves out of the way. Toy sits on the sand, still painting heavily from the fight and the barrage of emotions that had followed. Wait, now I understand. You're a pattern. You can... Hazel starts coughing up blood. It's unpleasant, but she's no longer dead. Raise the dead! Sasha hugs Toy excitedly, but is immediately harsh and pushed away. Idiot, you were talking about necromancers. Patterns resurrect the living. You just died. Thank God it worked. It's been a while since the last time I did it. Both Toy and Sasha moved near Hazel, who still looked rather weak, and are but no longer in danger of dying. Promise me you two will stop fighting now? I will. Oh, you will? Sasha surprised at Toy's reaction. I mean, cool, of course. See, I promise too. Sasha smiles slyly at Toy. She still seems a little skeptic, so Toy sighs and explains her reasoning. I saw how much you cried when you thought you lost Hazel. You have a heart after all. I believe in you, Sasha. You killed my father, but you weren't yourself. I swear, Toy, I felt terrible for months after that. And now that I know that he was your father, oh, God, that's horrible. Enough, I get it. Still, you killed all those guys. You didn't need to do that. But you were going to use Hazel to track down the other witches, and then... I wasn't going to do that. I don't know what I was doing. I was only trying to get her out of the prison, away from that island. That was the plan, just get her out here, and then what? Hope for some miracle? I improvised. I couldn't talk with her again. The archwitches were there, and the guards... They were starting to suspect something. I had to improvise, yes. Well, I improvised too, like when you sent the rapist guard to my cell. I did that on purpose, idiot. You did what? I knew him by reputation. A bad reputation, of course. And I knew how deadly you were, even with an improvised weapon. So I just told him to go down there alone. That's true, isn't it? That was the only time a guard entered the room I was being kept in alone since I first got there. Now you know why. I didn't have any evidence, and well, even if I did, it's not like anyone cared what the guards were doing to the prisoners. They probably wouldn't even have been a fair trial if I accused them openly. Anyway, I had to do something after hearing what the female prisoners had to say. You happen to be the most convenient method of dealing with the problem. Thank you? The three women stood there in silence, unsure what should happen next. Finally, Hazel spoke up. What now? There's no turning back from this, not for me either. We need to disappear. The other guards will get suspicious when we don't come back, but we have several days ahead of a head start. Sasha, I think you should go now. I don't think it's wise for us to be seen together. I understand, but what about Hazel? You need to swear to me that nothing bad will happen to her. I swear it. I swear in the name of... Sasha nods. That's all she wanted to hear. She knows that for far of an oath is like that is scared. Hazel, I'm sorry about all this. For stabbing me in the back, you mean? I mean, yes, among other things. I hope you know that I didn't want to do it, especially since I owe you my freedom to you. You're not the religious type, are you, Sasha? No, I'm afraid not. Still swear to me that you'll stop being an assassin. Oh, I'll go south past Bloodroot Grove Forest, probably Triburg or maybe a smaller town. I'll find an honest job and I won't kill people anymore. Would Sasha really keep her word? Both Toy and Hazel were dubious, but why ruin the moment? In either case, there was nothing they could do to make sure she kept her word. They just have to trust her. Sasha goes over closer to Hazel and gives her a quick kiss on the lips. She laughs as she runs away, seeming to enjoy how Toy grows grumbly after. What, jealous? Toy ignores the question. Can you walk? I can try. There's no time, we need to hurry, but first, Toy starts to tear apart Hazel's clothes. What are you doing? Are you insane? You have to look like an ominous prisoner, not a witch. If we stumble into someone along the way, it'd be easy to fool them. It's better if you're just wearing rags. I see, my poor dress, though. Seriously, your life is at stake. Yeah, I get it, I'll do it myself. Once the transformation into a ominous prisoner is complete, Toy looks Hazel over with a pleased expression. Hazel, on the other hand, is too tired to kill at this point. She figures she's a little weak from dying a few minutes earlier. You can't walk, can you? Walking definitely sounds hard right now. I can try, though. We have to move. We do. I can carry you, right? Hazel blushes slightly at the implication. You sure? Yes, I can do it. It's the least I can do after everything I put you through. Hazel nods and Toy crouches down so that Hazel can get on her back, and soon enough the two of them are making their way through the forest. Hazel wraps her arms around Toy's shoulders and presses her face against her hair. The pleasant smell of whatever Toy uses to wash her hair and the warmth of being so close to Toy lull her into a comfortable sleep. For the first time in a long time, Hazel is truly at peace. It takes several more days for Hazel to regain her strength. She spends most of her time sleeping. Eventually, however, she's able to stand on her own again. It's cold. Yeah, Mount Cronus is always covered in snow this time of year. Most times of the year, actually. Mount Cronus, you carried me up to Mount Cronus? Yes, I had to use all my strength and magic buffs to do it, though. You should consider starting a diet. Shit! Hazel would be offended, but instead she's surprised. This is the first time she heard Toy make a joke. It's a simple one, but Hazel ends up laughing anyway. And you can see the legs and the boobs. It wasn't that good. I know, but I'm happy because I get to see a side of you most people don't. I'm not sure it's a full-blown side, but... Toy blushes slightly. I'm happy if you're happy. Hazel smiles and then lets a comfort sigh pass between them for a moment before asking a question she's been wondering. What are you going to say about me to the Disciples of Truth, I mean? Nothing. You're not a witch. You're just a merchant who was assaulted by bandits, and I found you injured on the side of the road. They're going to take care of you until you feel better. It's their duty. I see. Days pass, but these ain't the same dark days Hazel's experienced in prison. Now she can go outside, talk to people, and just generally enjoy the day. When she goes back to the private room Toy got for her, it's because she wants to go. Things have been so peaceful that sometimes Hazel feels it's a dream. It'll take some more time for her to accept that her luck really has changed. Hazel hears a knock at the door. When she goes to answer it, Toy is standing there, looking as beautiful as always. How are you feeling? Better than I have in a long time. The Disciples of Truth are taking good care of me. If it's okay to ask, where did you go? Hazel had only seen Toy 2 or 3 times in the past couple of weeks. To a small, dark elf village. We needed some extra provisions to get through the winter. Right, that makes sense. Hazel stares out the window, watching snowy flurry fall in the monastery. You know, this place isn't like the prison at all. But sometimes when you get away, it does feel like a little like it. I know I have a lot more freedom now, but I get lonely without you. I keep wasting time wondering when I'll get to see you again. Toy, I love you too, Hazel. Being away from you is torture, but I figured you'd rest better if I wasn't around, and well, I wasn't lying about needing supplies. It was the least I could do after the Disciples took us in. But Hazel, from now on, I plan to always be at your side. If you have me, I promise to protect you for the rest of my life. Hazel laughs. I'm a witch, you know, not some harmless woman incapable of defending myself. but you don't have to be a witch anymore. Hazel frowns. Tori is asking her to give up her magic, isn't she? Tori gave up being a pattern for her, but I'll create a life for you here where you don't have to use magic to get by. A life where you know you'll be safe at all times. That did sound nice to Hazel. Why not? She could certainly give it a try or one. Besides, if they stayed here, tucked away, secretly in the monastery, she probably wouldn't have much cause to use her magic in the first place. Tori had sacrificed for their love. She could too. Alright, I am in your care then. Tori's eyes widen in excitement. You won't resort to dark magic anymore then. I won't. I'll be counting on you from now on. Tori closes the distance between them and takes Hazel into her arms. She pushes a kiss to her forehead, then her lips. I have one condition now. Tori stops suddenly and looks at Hazel oddly. You must make love to me right now on the bed over there. Tori lets out a loud laugh. Is that all? Consider it done. I would not until you fully satisfy me. Cassie would be like, what the fuck am I hearing? Tori grins and then hoists Hazel into the air. She carries Hazel over to the bed and lays her down on top of it. Then Tori crawls on top. They make out for a while before Tori starts discarding pieces of her armor. Hazel helps her remove her clothes and then they work on stripping down Hazel. As soon as they're both naked, they resume their previous position on the bed. They kiss and press their bodies together, desperately looking for the contact they've been missing out on. The contact they've been longing for. I love you, Hazel. I love you too. And there's the happy ending, or one of them. The days that follow were the happiest Hazel has ever had. She's been happy with the witches. She had been happy with the witches, but here with Tori, she feels like she's found her sanctuary. No one is hunting her down, and she can idle away the time with the woman she loves. As she looks forward to the future, it finally starts to sink in that she's truly found herself a happy ending. And that is Hazel, Tales from the Underrealm. Hope you've enjoyed this little Let's Play. And I will hopefully see you guys later tonight for another one. And of course, I will be uploading my NBA conference final picks in a little while. Till then, peace out, everybody.